Hello, hello, hello. I don't know what this is. This is just an excuse to yap, and since my merucari package came, I thought I'd do a little unboxing and a little story time of sorts. That's what we're doing today. I'll kind of surreptitiously open this package whilst talking, I suppose. If it's too annoying, which it might be, I will stop. So I bought this setup, actually unknowing that both pieces of the setup were both on merucari. I found this very cute shimamura skirt because I was looking for a pink skirt, and whilst looking for a pink blouse, I found another blouse that was part of this collab, so I ended up buying two pieces from the same collab. This may be the last time I will be shown with my hair like this, but I'm not sure. It's too hard to maintain, so it was fun while it lasted, and I'm really happy that I got to have it for my birthday and my honmei's birthday, but I will probably get rid of it soon, so this is like last chance to like make a video with my hair like this, I suppose. I sliced the back, unfortunately, but I didn't slice the skirt, so... Wait. It is lighter than this hoodie, which is what I was hoping. Shimamura is a very cheap brand. It's not, you know, amazing, beautiful, high quality brando, but I thought it was very cute. Oh, it's so cute! Oh my god. Ooh, so it's a little skirt, and the reason why I liked it so much is because it's like got bloomers underneath, so it's kind of like bloomers like this, and then the skirt goes on top of the bloomers in such a fashion, so it's kind of like shorts, but it also does have a kind of like skirt vibe. Collab with this idol, or like this like internet personality, I suppose. This would be the blouse, I guess, that goes with it. Oh, it's so cute. That's the blouse. So it's like mostly like this blue color, and it also has the blue bows on it and blue buttons as well. Lovely, so cute. And they're both L size, so they should definitely fit me. I also got a bunch of old dog goods from a Twitter mutual who is also just selling on merucari, so got those to unbox right now. So I finally made my like bangya introduction card thingy that people were doing before, like as a trend for quite a while, I guess. People make these little cards. I'll put mine up here to introduce themselves and tell other people who might be following them or might be interested in following them what bands they like. So I thought I would make one just so I can have like a pinned tweet that I feel like represents me. So nice. Oh, so cute. There's even a ribbon in here. Wow. I will never be able to wrap it up nicely now. I'm glad I waited this long to make my like bangya introduction card, because I finally feel satisfied and confident with my own identity as a band girl, and I feel like my list of bands that I'm following right now is very focused on like key people who I love dearly and I want to support. It was really satisfying to write it all down and like put it in this list. It was very hard knowing like what to say and like how many bands to put down and everything, but yeah, I'm really glad I did it. Oh my god, wash day. So perfect, I'm screaming. My mutual actually had this custom made, but if they don't want her anymore, I'm extremely happy to rehome her. That's my wife. That's my wife. Custom made by these guys, I suppose, so if you're interested, check them out if they're still a functioning store. So yes, I think it's because I finally feel like, you know, I can safely align my interests and my passions and my loves, so it feels very nice. It feels very satisfying to be very like committed. It's just a template that you can download from Pixiv and customize, so I'll leave the link down below if anyone wants to make one. I've been gradually going through like all of the lives that I've been to in the past, and luckily these are ahah that I don't have. One of the only ahah that I don't have, so that's good. So I was going through a lot of lives that I've been to in the past, and it just really made me think how grateful I am that I've found my honmeiban, and the whole story of how we came to be. This amazing story, like the whole history is so long, and I don't think I've ever really told the story like in full, in detail, and especially since I'm about to go support them on their final leg of their tour next month. So I just wanted to sort of have a space to talk about the story of this, like how this amazing band came to find me and how I came to find them, because it's such a important part of my like reason that I'm a band guy, I suppose, at this point. So yeah, that's so cute. The mask has opened unused. That's so cute. Oh, I love it so much. It's so cute. And this is like a what? A clear file? A little square. Wow, that's great. I love that. And it has the black bulldog hoodie visual thingy, and it has their backs there. And then this bag, which I'm sure I could reuse, I suppose, if I really wanted to. And I'm really excited to receive some flyers. These flyers are truly iconic. Oh yes. Oh yes. So my honmeiban, dog in the Parallel World Orchestra, formed in 2009, and since then they've had the same lineup of members from 2011 when their drummer Kanna joined. I'd say I started listening to them in around 2015, I want to say. When I was a teenager, like 15, 16 years old, I got into loads of new Vkei bands around that time. Dog was just one of many, but they already like really stood out to me over the next couple of years, and especially when the album Heart came out, I was already obsessed with them, and they were one of my favorite visual kei bands at that time. I want to say around 2019 to sort of 2020, I kind of stopped keeping up with visual kei bands in favor of other Japanese bands, like J-pop bands, J-rock bands, like shoegaze bands, like lots of other stuff. After COVID, Dog was still performing consistently, which was super duper difficult for like every single band, and a lot of bands actually disbanded during COVID. So I'm really glad and I'm really grateful that Dog actually survived COVID and made it through, stuck together and made loads of content during that time, and luckily they were still able to tour and meet fans after the fact, after lockdown finished and everything like that. Right up until they announced that they were going on an indefinite hiatus. This is very like ebony, kind of ebony boomy boomy era. Very reminds me of. I'm going to put it here, next to the Buktik one. When I saw this hiatus announcement back in the day, when it first was posted, I think I saw Mizuki's post first, like on Instagram. I remember his statement coming up for me, and at that time I was already quite distant from Visual Kei and I hadn't been keeping up with them. And at that time, obviously I couldn't go to Japan yet, and my plans to go kept getting delayed, and I was just sad and frustrated about a lot of things at that time going on in my life. I just didn't have the mental capacity to even be sad about this happening. I didn't even interpret this announcement as a hiatus. I took it straight up as a disbandment, simply because of the tone of the messages and the way that everyone was posting. It felt very final. I immediately just cut myself off emotionally from listening to them on like keeping up with Dog at all, just to avoid feeling hurt and feeling the pain of losing them. Obviously that year was the first year that I went to Japan in December to see Vkei, which was my like main objective at that time. I was only focusing on active bands that I knew I could see. Oh my gosh, an ice cream van. I came back in June the following year again to see Vkei, and I remember going to Little Hearts and seeing all of these posters that were still up with dogs' signatures on them, and all of these goods and things that you could still buy of theirs. I was just so delighted and emotional and glad that they were still so cherished and celebrated and loved in all of these places, because at that time obviously I'd barely interacted with them since they announced their disbandment, even before then, so I had no knowledge of the significance of them as a band really. At that point I still couldn't even listen to them for fear that I would awaken those feelings again. While I was finally in Japan, finally here in this place, I could gradually start collecting little pieces of them along the way, hoping that eventually I would be at a better point in my life where I would be brave enough to welcome them back into my life again, whether or not they're active or not. I had space in my heart to love them someday. I bought Life is Live, for example, which came out in 2021, and the DVD of their actual like tour final. That was their last live ever before the hiatus DVD, which is one of my most precious items to this date. Of course, that same year was the year that Ah-chan passed away, only a few months after I'd seen him in June on my second trip to Japan, and as I was planning my third, which was going to be a whole trip of Vkei's fan club lives, which are the fish tank only lives, and I'd planned to go to 3 of those, I think. Obviously those were all cancelled and I could only attend the first one, which was the memorial live, which obviously was no longer alive and was a chance for us to come and mourn at the venue that had already been reserved for this live. And actually the night before I took my flight to Japan to what was going to be my fish tankers only trip to see Atsushi, and everything had just crashed down before me in a horrible way. The only thing I could watch to help me fall asleep was Dog's Last Live DVD, which I had never watched before, but I decided to put it on to comfort me. There was a lot going on in my head at this particular time, but in a way the catharsis of that month was actually easier to deal with than the kind of sadness that followed, I feel, because it was easier to act in this state of mania, I suppose, and this state of chaos where like nothing felt permanent and nothing felt real. Amongst those Vkei lives that I could no longer go to, I had also planned to see a bunch of other bands, one of which being Mei and Mizuki from Dog in the Parallel World Orchestra's side project called Noeru Orchestra. This side project actually had at least one other live that had happened earlier in the year, I believe. They were already an established side project. They are formed of Mei Mizuki and also Mag from Blue Billion and Teruki from An Cafe. All guys that I was familiar with and who I really liked, so I was very excited. I didn't know much about this project at the time, but since they'd announced these 2 lives in one day, one of which being a cover live with Subaru from Roy's singing for them, I knew I had to go to this, and I bought my tickets when I arrived in Japan. When I planned to see this live originally, obviously I couldn't have anticipated the horrors that awaited after the announcement of Ah-chan's passing hit all of us. The day before these lives, there was an install to promote the release of Noel Orchestra's photo book. To even attend this install, I had to make an account with the fan club and subscribe to it, pay for it, and I literally booked my slot the night before, maybe like 6 hours before the event started, before I'd had any sleep. I was really struggling to sleep anyway due to the horrors. I went to this install, the final slot of the day, on 2 hours sleep with only a little bit of Q-pot in my stomach. I was put first in line for some reason. I remember this so vividly while we were lining up, and I was like shaking, sweating, like absolutely terrified. I was so scared. I truly was not prepared at all. I'd barely met any bandmen at this point, and I knew I wouldn't survive. I was really scared. While we were waiting in line, May popped his head over the stairwell above us while we were lining up the stairs, and I saw him out of the corner of my eye and immediately looked down like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so stressed. Like, I feel really scared. And I've told this story on my channel, but it truly was like meeting friends that I'd met before. It felt so weirdly familiar seeing Vkei and Mei-jang for the first time, and I almost couldn't believe how relaxed I felt after just meeting them and getting to speak to them for the first time. And that was the first time that I'd ever met or seen any of members of my now honmeiban. Then the lives happened the next day, and this is truly where I fell for May just head over heels. After that live, I was left feeling like this is someone that I would throw away everything for. This is someone that no matter what, I will follow until the ends of the earth. Because at this point in my life, I didn't know what was going to happen to me, especially considering I lost someone so precious to me. And hearing May and Vkei covering not 1 but 2 dog songs really instilled this truth within me that the things that we love don't have to end if we don't want them to. The fact that I'd finally seen someone who I've been watching this whole time on the internet, and I never thought that he would completely surpass my expectations of who I imagined he would be as a performer, as an artist, as a bandman. It was now December 2023, and dog were back in my life, albeit hesitantly, cautiously. And Vkei and May did a lot of Twitcast at this time, so they have a special Twitcast that you can pay for, and you get Chicky, get a 2-shot included with that. And they even had a Twitcast on Christmas Eve that I was watching at work, and they were jamming together, playing old dog songs, and it got me so emotional again. And on my way home from my shift that night, it was like 1 AM, 2 AM on Christmas Eve, and I was listening to all these old dog songs like Silent Night, Holy Wish. And I posted on my Instagram something like, oh Harder, like I miss you so much, please come back to us, like we miss you, everything. This whole time Harder was the only member that had not been seen, had not been heard of. He just like disappeared off the face of this earth, so I was really at my peak pining at that moment. No matter how fantastic and great and wonderful Noeru felt to me, it wasn't the same as dog. And what do I see when I wake up on Christmas morning? Hiatus over, comeback live imminent. Very big day for Pantan hubris. Feeling like I'd manifested this somehow. The most unbelievable sequence of events that led to this announcement coming. That's why I call them my miracle band, because a January knowing that I'd lost Achan was terrifying, and everything felt so scary and like I was just spinning through space. Suddenly I had lives to book. I had a reason to find hope and happiness again. Against all the odds, something good was going to happen this year. I dropped everything to go and see them for their comeback live, and I'm really glad that I'd already been to Japan a few times before this comeback live. I was able to get my tickets myself after a lot of struggling, and I was able to book everything myself and turn up to the live. Obviously I've learned a lot since then, but at least I wasn't a complete deer in the headlights. And I don't feel like I missed out on anything, since when I first came to Japan, dogs were not active and everyone was waiting for them to come back. So I honestly didn't miss anything. I just wish I'd gone to see Junko sooner. She was active this whole time and I was too scared. I didn't go, or I didn't think I would like it. Are you crazy? Fast forward to now and she's worn my gift that I gave her to Alive. Life can be so beautiful, guys. Life can be so beautiful, and that's what I want to instill in everyone. So that's the story. That is the story of how I have this delightful life with my honmeiban right now. At the time of filming, I've seen dog 18 times, and by the end of this trip next month, by the tour final, I would have seen them 24 times. Without dog, I truly don't know where I would be in my relation to like Vkei and who I would latch onto, who I would be able to find as fulfilling as loving this band, because not only did this band have dog in the parallel world orchestra as a bubble, but so many side projects, so many session bands, so many solo projects have spawned from this group of 5 people, and I love it all. I love it all so much. I just thought I wanted to like describe the whole timeline because it's still unbelievable to me now. There are forces beyond my belief doing these things to me. This band truly came back when I needed them the most. Crazy things can happen. Hiatus survivors! Dog's strongest soldiers. I'm so grateful for every day that I get to spend alive alongside this band, and I'm never gonna take any band for granted ever again, and neither should you. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I guess I will see you in June, which is really exciting, and yeah.